Good morning, Tim Reed.
Good morning.
Congratulations on your conclusion at the Boilermaker. You are officially no longer in charge.
Right. I've been gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Does that put you on the board, or are you done?
I'm done.
Wow.
Done. I'm going to be done for. I'm going to be kind of done for at least. I want to stay away from it for at least a year.
That's and why do you do that? Is that
because whoever they bring in as the new person, I don't want anyone ever looking over their shoulder and saying,
yeah.
What would
Tim do?
Whatever. What would Tim?
Yeah. What would Tim do?
What would Tim do?
Because that's probably the thing you heard for the first 5 years. What would Earl do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that that organization is bigger than one person, and if it isn't, then it's got some significant problems. But it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I was very fortunate to be a part of it, and
so over the years, the things that you, of course, we got to experience some of it with the roast. The first year, your first year, what happened? Your first year, you lost a major sponsor,
right?
And you had the timing.
Then you point out the timing problem.
Timing
yes,
debacle.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, in Manasseh, we talked about this.
Yeah.
Oh, great! We've got to roast Tim Reed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
I know.
Because we don't have anything on you.
Yeah.
You're a nice person, and you're a nice guy. It's like, what can we do to make you feel uncomfortable and walk away feeling bad about yourself? We couldn't come up with anything.
Buck helped.
Yeah, Buck. Well, we knew that would happen.
Yeah, so that was good. It was good.
And so, of the things that you accomplished, what are you most proud of over the years?
For the Boilermaker,
or
just kind of, I think, kind of taking the race from where it had been, I would kind of say certainly to a new level in regards to creating a real buzz in regards to people wanting. When we came up with the idea of the hard cap, one of the things I said was, human nature being what it is, people will want something incredibly badly. If you tell them they can't have it, right? Yeah. So all of a sudden, suddenly we go from a place where the race would be open for registration for 50 weeks, literally, to shutting down in 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's incredible. Rebuilding the sponsor base, I think, was incredibly important. One of the lessons learned from that was General Motors was great to have, terrifying to not have when you haven't got anything else in the basket. I mean, we had people in the basket, but that loss was so intense.
You don't have a GM.
Exactly. We're now in a place where a lot of primarily local sponsors in regards to it, so they kind of get the Boilermaker in regards to what we do and things like that as such. And, trying to look at ourselves as a change agent for health and wellness, and that that's a 365-day thing. To do the Boilermaker well, I mean, if you think about it, it's not just that day in July is just that's a marker, right?
Yeah.
It's all the stuff that you did prior. It's all the stuff that you do afterwards in regards to it. So those are the things I'm pretty proud of.
We did the fundraisers that we did. I would always call up with these crazy ideas, and
Flint and Superstorm Sandy. Those were incredible.
Yeah, and I still think about going down there to New York when we were actually trying to get a hold of trying to find a place to take all the supplies, and they had so much stuff down there that they couldn't take it. We finally found a place, thank God, because. But then we got in there, and here we have this giant tractor trailer filled with stuff.
Yeah.
And we pull in, and they're like, "Yeah, we would love this stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone to help you unload the truck. Yeah. It took us forever to unload the truck."
Changed your name from Bill Keeler to manual labor.
Yeah. and we all know that doesn't bode well. No. Okay, so tell us can you tell us what you're doing now?
Yeah, so actually I've changed my name to Archie. I'm going to be starting a real estate company called Riverdale.
I like that.
And actually I haven't got any employees yet, so I was thinking Manasseh, you could be Moose, and I'm looking for a good jughead.
Perfect.
Actually, see, I owe Manasseh for your roast.
Yes.
I was the only guy that came up there that wasn't prepared to blast all the other roasters. And so all of a sudden I'm going like, what's this all about? I thought it was against Keeler.
Listen,
So, no, he was good though.
no, you are such a gentleman. That was the most difficult part, was to say
Yeah.
anything negative about
Yeah,
you.
but you were okay. Don't worry.
Well, it was the scotch that helped.
It didn't
let's
stop
be
him.
honest.
You're getting slapped to the face going, but you're a gentleman.
I had, from what I understand, he was absolutely okay roasting everybody else but you, and that's what led you to having to liquefy the courage.
The worst was Ryan Nobles was the worst.
Ryan,
He was the worst. He
I
just
know.
came in with a flamethrower.
He did.
He
I mean,
figured he could leave the area.
I had people talking about it the other day. I was out the other night, and they're like, "Oh, Rudy Sheldo from down in the valley saying, I can't believe he went after our." The place just burned to the ground, and he's going after it. Like, who would ever come up here to actually look at those things they called fake diamonds or something?
A couple of the comments were. There was one
Yeah.
that I thought was way beyond bounds, but
Yeah.
that's what happened.
That is what happens. That's what the roast
That's
is
what the
supposed
roast
to be.
about.
and
A good roast.
I was okay with that. So the next time I ask you to be on the panel,
Right.
think
no.
again.
No, I'm loading.
Yeah.
I'm loading. I'm not coming with a single shot. I'm
Yeah,
coming with a
yeah.
machine gun.
So do you want to say what it is that you're doing?
I do actually. I do. I'm doing some work with a company called Pacemaker Steel. They've been around here. One of the things I think, this is a news flash for you guys. It's really hard doing business in upstate New York if you're involved in manufacturing and things like that. So I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to kind of help them in what they do. I've been on the board for 6 years, so it's
I didn't know that.
I know a lot about what they do. And what
to me, it's yet another place in this area
Mm-hmm.
that we like. And by the way, this is there affiliation with the Fountainhead, or it's just the same owners?
So basically, they
Romano
had
family.
originally been both at one point in time owned by Mr. Effie Romano.
Okay.
They're split in regards to what they are as far
Yeah.
as management and things such
Sure.
as that, or whatever it is, and certainly different sectors. But
there's affiliation. there.
there's affiliation.
Yeah,
yeah.
And to me, the Fountainhead Group, I was
Mm-hmm.
shocked when I was reading on my fogger that gets rid of mosquitoes and neighbors all at the same time.
That's right.
It's made in New York mills,
Exactly.
and when you return it, this is sold all over the country. When you return it, it's got to be returned in New York mills. It was the Fountainhead Group, another secret. Not a secret, but we have no idea. Now I didn't know we had a steel company in town. Had no clue.
So they have facilities both in Utica, Binghamton, and Rochester. It's amazing. I've just learning a lot about the personnel or whatever it is. The average amount of service is over 15 years with the company. Now,
Wow.
that sort of loyalty you just cannot
No.
buy. And one of the things that is happening in regards to it is to look at your business and say, as you have to evolve forward,
Right.
as everything changes, how do you evolve with those changes in regards to what you do? Steel being what it is a pretty basic product.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to sit and think how do I offer the best value to my customers?
Right.
And literally and figuratively, probably there has not been either manufacturing construction that hasn't had Pacemaker's footprint on it.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool.
Are we in a position where steel we are competing overseas, and it's a big problem today?
Well, certainly, the Trump administration has talked a lot about in regards to the
Bringing that
issue
back.
of dumping. But we, use domestic steel, some import steel as well in regards to it, but and have some really great relationships with local steel companies, places like Nucor. Nucor is, an incredible story in regards to what they do as far as steel production is concerned, which is located in New York State. People
Wow.
wouldn't realize those sorts of things.
So what comes out of this facility?
So you're talking about steel, aluminum, rebar. So when you're talking about when you were doing
Construction?
things for the arterial and things
Yep.
like that, those are very basic elements. They've got piping. They've got fittings, things like that, or whatever. Really, all the basic products of what you would use for both manufacturing and construction.
Right.
So and it's cool because as I tell you the whole story in regards to that, you have this group there that has over 15 years of service. There's kind of a whole new group of folks that are coming in there too, which is really exciting. I love working with millennials. Their brains are wired so much differently than mine. And they're very, I think they're very inquisitive, and they're unafraid. My kids, in regards to it, would go on a computer or whatever it is and go on and just be unafraid in regards to doing things where, to learn and whatever it is. So it's really, it's incredibly fun for me to catch a company that's kind of in transition.
Yeah.
So
there is a mentality of that happens. Maybe it's post 50, where you're like that fearless. Got to learn everything because of it. It does change, and when you're working with somebody that's younger like that has that fire in their belly still.
Exactly. And you're around those. If you're around all those young people, it makes you younger as well.
Yeah.
So
well, congratulations. You did a great job with the Boilermaker, and I'm sure that. This is a big move and a big move
It's pretty cool.
So.
They're in a major redo of their offices they're on Main Street. I mean, people don't realize they're on Main Street. They're if I was a good pitcher, literally a stone's throw from Union Station.
Wow!
So that whole area that's seen that rebirth and renaissance or whatever it is, they are in fact a part of it.
All right, Tim, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I
Good
appreciate
news.
it.
Did I tell you? I think my iPhone is coming.
I've been checked out when he heard about that.
Yep, I would completely focus on that all morning long.
That's the shiny object for the day.
And by the way, oh, he knows me so well. By the way, Tim is not an iPhone person. You're not. Not an Apple guy.
I know.
How we get along.
Android man.
He just told me. He says, "How do I get an extension cord for this jack for my headphones?"
Oh yeah,
this
it shows
get an iPhone.
iPhone. Oh,
that's the solution.
Mine will be charging wirelessly, by the way, and I won't know how to turn it on because it doesn't have a button. Gotta figure that out.
Tim, we love you. And we're going to miss you, even though you'll still be around. But
I will be around. I'll be wandering around aimlessly.
That's good. We'll have to do some promotion, a steel promotion. I got to come up with something. So, yeah, I like it. All right, Tim, thank you. By the way, Fountainhead Group is doing a job fair on our website right now, and you can find it at WIBX950.com. And this is truly a hidden gem. Talk about their foggers, they get rid of the mosquitoes and Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, all over the country, made right here. And when you talk about employees at the steel plant, the same thing for the Fountainhead Group. Workers have been there for 10, 20, 30, even 40 years or more. And they offer a pension. Where are you going to find a company these days that offer pensions?
I thought that.
It ain't here, I'll tell you that.
You could be a state senator, or
right.
or the other option is Fountainhead Group.
You can go to the Fountainhead Group. For more story and benefits and all of that, go to our website at WIBX950.com. And if you want to get a resume in or you know someone that might be able to fit the position here, it's a great job that could bring somebody home. You would send your resume to Teresa Wilson at resume at the FGI, Fountainhead Group Incorporated, FGI.com. All the details are up on our website. You can also apply in person at the Fountainhead Group, 23 Garden Street in New York Mills.